Hi guys, so I've got something new to show you. It's this. This is the Commodore PET 2001 8K computer. It was made in they were launched in 1997. I don't know when this one came out exactly, we'll check in a minute. It's a 1 megahertz machine. It has a 9-inch monitor, it's a monochrome monitor, which can display 40 by 25 characters. It runs the 6502 chip. It has 16K of ROM, so that's read-only memory, and residing in that is BASIC 1.0, which is essentially the operating system. Programs can be loaded and saved onto cassette. So you've got this little built-in data set, it was called, and it's got a chiclet keyboard. It's a really horrible type of keyboard with 69 keys. So you've got your sort of QWERTY thing here and some numbers stuff and a load of function keys as well. Now this one doesn't really work very well. In fact, I'll turn it on for you now and hopefully it won't blow up. So the display should come on a little bit. So as you can see, it's sort of flashing around a bit. It says it's got 7,167 bytes free. Now this one has, I think I can just open it while it's on. Probably best not to. This one has an expansion board in that was put in at some point, I don't know when. This was at my university, so they've given it to me to look after and hopefully fix. So let's get inside and have a look what's going on. Now these old PETs had a really interesting way of opening. They're kind of like a car. So you just lift the top up here, and then just like a car boot, you've got a little bail arm here, and the whole thing just lifts up. And this is the main board inside. In fact, before I do this, I'm just going to unplug it. Right, so it's been unplugged, so I can touch the board now. It's not really an issue. These are all the ROM and RAM chips down here. These ones down here are RAM chips, the 6550, and there are some date codes on these. Are they date codes? I'm not sure. We'll get in a bit closer in a second and have a look. And this is the expansion board up here that's been added in, and I don't really know what that does, so let's get a bit closer. So you see these pretty old machines have got an awful lot going on in terms of dip technology. So a lot of these are socketed, some are soldered in. I think one of those will be the main processor, and we've got RAM here. In fact, RAM extends all the way underneath here too. There's an LED there. I'm not sure what that's for. It's certainly not one that you can see externally. We've got this expansion board up here which says copyright 1978 RC Factor. I don't really know what that means. Whether RC Factor is a company name or whether that's a person, I'm unsure, but it doesn't say what the board does. I will have a look at what those chips are and get back to you on it. So the board down here, it says copyright 1977 Commodore International, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's when it was when this board was made. So let's look for some date codes. There we go. We've got some date codes down here. That says 5278. So is that the 52nd week? So that's December 1978. This one here says 0478. It looks like some of these have been changed. These ones say 3282. This one's 1978. So the oldest chip on here seems to be 1978. Now it uses quite a beastly linear power supply. That's a massive transformer there going into quite a large cap here. Everything's quite dirty, so I'm going to clean it up and hopefully try and make it work a little bit better than it does at the moment. The keyboard does not work. I think it just needs cleaning, and it should be easy to get out. Now this thing weighs an absolute ton, very very heavy, but I've managed to turn it around. I think I've caught the cable there a little bit, but you can see the serial number on there. It's 107472. I believe the 1 means that it's a European or export version, and I guess 7472 is the number for this machine particularly. It says there the voltage 240 volts, 50 hertz, current 750 milliamps. So at 240 volts it's drawing 750 milliamps. And there it says it's the PET 2001-8, so that's the 8K version. We've got Arden Data Processing. Those are the people that supplied the machine when it was originally sold to the university back in the day. You can see along here we've got several ports. This one's a replica of the dataset port, so you could add an external one. And I believe this one is a user port and this one is a parallel port. Right, I've had a little bit of success actually. It seems this board here, there's something very not right about it. It's definitely a memory expansion board. These are Moztec chips at the top here, these ones with the gold and ceramic. I think it looks like they might be 3K each, I'm not sure. The PET only supports a maximum of 32K, so the amount of chips on there doesn't really make sense, especially with the ones that are already on this board. So I'm not entirely sure what this is, but it has memory built in, so I'm pretty sure it's a memory expansion board, but it doesn't seem to be working. It might just need these reseating. But what I've done is I've taken the power link, so this is the main power coming from the transformer straight out of that cap. And it was going into this top board first, and then it was coming down here. And luckily they've labelled on here F2, so that means front, I guess. And this one has F and F1. So F1 would go at the top here and F down here. So I've just jumped it straight across. I just moved it straight to the main board. And over here, this is where this board went straight onto the PET main board on the expansion port there. So now it actually works, sort of. Let me show you. Right, so if we turn it on now, we should see something on the display. It makes a weird noise with the tape player. This definitely doesn't work. So there we go. The Commodore still has its 8K of RAM. Before it actually said 4, so I don't know whether me just moving my fingers around on the chip has just reseated it properly, but the display is pretty stable. The keyboard doesn't work very well. I think there's a lot of dirt underneath some of these keys, but some of them do work. Return, no, run stop, clear home. No, the buttons don't work, the keys don't work, but we can clean those up and hopefully it will work. But we've got a nice stable display. It's got a green sort of filter on the display here. And underneath it's actually just a black and white one, I believe, or blue phosphor, I think. I'm going to leave it there, so thank you very much for watching. I'm going to continue to try and sort this lovely machine out. So I'll post some other videos where I've cleaned the board and we'll have a look at some of the chips properly. I'm going to have to do a bit of research because honestly I don't know much about the Commodore PET. I can program in BASIC, that's simple enough. I made a program for an emulator on this machine, on my computer, but I've never been able to use one of these properly, so I'll keep you guys informed. If anyone's got any experience with these machines, then I would love to hear from you. Any suggestions about how to clean the board properly? If you know what the Moztec 4215 P3 chip is, then it would be lovely to hear from you. And if anyone's got any memories and they'd like to share them, that would be great as well. Anyway, thank you.